Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've been on here, so we're gonna go ahead and get you guys updated. I have had my dentures since July if you are new here. I got them back on July 13th, I believe it was, or something or another like that. Um, I had, I believe, 17 teeth removed. These are my dentures. Um, I will update you guys on some things that I should have updated you guys that I have not updated you guys on. So I have been using cushion grips since 2.5 months since I got my dentures. Um, a little bit of an update. At first when I was using the cushion grip, I had no issues with it. I loved it. It was good for me to use. I was using the Fix-It powder almost every single day, gluing in my bottoms. Just, I wasn't using that much powder. I was using very little. It was popping up a lot on me. Somebody at that time had told me to put it in, not drink for an hour or so after I had gotten my dentures in. Um, after putting the powder on them. Update. So that was months ago. I think that was like 3.5 months ago. Update. I cannot eat anything like I used to eat. There's a lot of things I'm unable to eat. Steak is very hard for me to eat. I just choose not to eat it. Even if I cook it tender, I still have a hard time chewing it, so I choose not to eat that. There are other things that I refuse to eat anymore. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I know when I see it, I know I cannot eat that. A lot of Mexican foods I cannot eat anymore. Tortillas are very hard for me to chew into. I do not glue in my bottom anymore. To me it's pointless, and I can eat without gluing them in anymore. The cushion grip. I'm having more and more trouble with the cushion grip. I put a lot in there, I have trouble. I put a little in there, I have trouble. It hurts more often. I have to replace it more often. The burn is excruciating. It's terrible. So, salivating. I didn't understand what people were talking about. I think I read or heard something that somebody had said that you don't salivate that much on your lips and around your teeth anymore because the denture is in removing your teeth. That is true. My lips are drier now than they were before. I do not salivate that much on this side of my dentures. I salivate on the inside a lot, but not on the outside where it moistens your lips. So I'm having to use chapstick a lot more than what I used to. My lips are sinking in on the sides here. They're not like that. They were not like that before, and they're sinking in more, probably because I do not have any teeth anymore. And sometimes I go and I soak my dentures overnight because you get a smell up there. If you do not do that, you start to gain a smell up there on the top of the dentures. I haven't noticed it really on the bottom. It's more so on the top. And so I have to soak them more often to prevent a smell, because when you're talking to somebody, then you come off, even if you, excuse me, I'm very sorry for that. Even if you brush them and soak them for 3 minutes with the 3-minute solution, I still feel like you still get that kind of a smell. So I feel like you have to soak them overnight. And I feel like if you don't, there's still a bit of a smell. And so that for that reason, I think I'm losing my lip. The bottom lip obviously is bigger than what it used to be. Probably because of my bottom denture, it's a little bigger, and I have noticed my dentures are bigger because they are the immediates. Do I have plans on getting permanents? I was contemplating it for a while there on getting different dentures, just because my bottom bothers me so much. I have now changed my mind. I have plans on keeping these. I like the way they look, and I'm just afraid that if I get a different set, they're not going to look as good as these ones. And so I do not plan on getting any permanents. These are the teeth I'm going to have for the rest of my life. I like them. I like the way they look. They're pretty, and they work for me. People have asked me what shade of dentures I have. I have A1. I did not get any of the O's because I didn't want them to look too white, and then people would have noticed I would have had dentures in, and I didn't want that. I was very self-conscious of my dentures in the beginning, and not so anymore, but still at the same time I do not want to change my dentures. They are very pretty. You cannot tell that they're dentures, and I love that. Update on the dentist, if I can say that correctly. The dentist has dropped me as a client because they didn't like the fact that my insurance had found out that they had charged me something that they had should have charged the insurance. So because of that, they have dropped me as a client. I've tried to reach out to several different attorneys. I'm still like in the middle of litigation with another matter, so I just do not have the time to deal with that. And so I'm just going to deal with it and not try to pursue a lawsuit against the dentist. I'm going through a lot of litigation right now because of the accident I had gotten into with my husband and my brother-in-law, my son. And so we are still in the middle of that, and I just cannot deal with that right now. So for now, these are the dentures. These are the issue that I'm dealing with. I have been filing them down with a nail file. And so if you notice, my top lip is sinking in. Nothing I can do about it. I could try to get permanents later on in life. I just don't want to deal with that either because I was in enough pain when I had my dentures removed. I just don't want to deal with that. Some of you may notice you haven't seen me in months, so some of you may have noticed my face has gotten skinnier and I've lost weight. Yes, I have lost weight, a significant amount of weight. Not because of my dentures, it is because of the stress I am under. I'm doing okay. The holidays were a bit rough for me. But my dentures are still there. They're still doing good for me. Cushion grip is annoying me, but it is what it is. I have to deal with it. I have to keep buying it if I want to be comfortable while I'm eating. I'm still using the Fix-It powder on the top. I do not use it on the bottom no more. So that is my update on the dentures. Life update. I am very sorry that I have not got on here. I've been very stressed out, been dealing with a lot here. The holidays were very rough for us because, like everybody else, everything's very expensive and money is not the same as it used to be. And it was stressful trying to buy Christmas. It was stressful during Thanksgiving, buying food for Thanksgiving because they decided to jack up the prices. I remember eggs being down to like $5 and they charged $10 for eggs, and for like a 12-pack I think it was up to $8-9, and for the 30-pack at Kroger's it was $5 and they jacked it up to $20, and it was even worse in Walmart. So the holidays were very rough for us, and as I'm sure it was rough for you guys as well. Christmas was pretty rough for us as well. I was having to scrape together what money I could to buy Christmas for 7 kids and several adults. There's more adults than I could even think of in my head to count at this point. Including I had to buy for my own husband. Christmas. We did not celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day. We celebrated Christmas on Christmas Eve. It was interesting. We went to his brother's house and his aunt's house and his cousin's house. and his dad showed up with his friend. I Sorry about that. I had told my husband I wanted to pass out the gifts so nobody's gifts got passed out to the wrong person. My husband allowed his 12-year-old daughter to help me, and two people's gifts got passed to his stepson from his previous marriage. And so two people were without gifts on Christmas Eve, and it was really hard, and it was super depressing because I can tell those people were upset. My stepdaughter had taken gifts home with her that belonged to somebody else, two other people, which was hard, and it hurt those people because I thought we didn't buy for them, and we did. Christmas Day, we went home. We stayed half the day at his brother's house, and then we went home. And that is all that had happened on Christmas. Prior to that, if you guys know, if you guys don't know, back in October, I was involved in a car accident if you're not from Indiana, and if you are from Indiana, you'll know. If you're not, I'll kind of explain. There's an interstate in Indianapolis. It's 465 East, 465 West, 465 North, 465 South. We were coming from the airport, Indianapolis International Airport, from picking up my son because he was down at my sister's house, and there was an accident under. This light does not want to stay on. We were coming down 465 eastbound, and there was an accident underneath the bridge from Man Road, and there was dead stop traffic. We were inching our way up there. There was a semi behind us. There was a semi in front of us. There was a semi to our left. My husband was driving. His brother was behind him. My son was behind me. I was in the passenger front seat. When we got to the bridge where Man Road is, there was a state trooper to our left, 2 lanes over. We were in the furthest right lane. There was a semi next to us. That semi decided not to clear traffic, and he merged into us. His front fender tore up from our back driver's side door all the way back to our fender and ripped off our back fender. Hang on. Make sure that doesn't show off on me. Hang on a minute. So at that point, the state trooper started yelling at us, telling us to get over. My husband was going to keep going, and I said, Eddie, oh my gosh, we got hit. And he was going to keep going. And I said, Eddie, we just got hit. So he merged over to where the state trooper told us to merge over to, and that semi was going to keep on going. She was running down the interstate yelling at him, telling him to slow down. He was still going slow because he couldn't go any faster. So he finally got over, and she came back and asked if we were okay. She witnessed the accident and him hitting us. And she said, our car is probably going to get towed. The bumper is off. She called the troopers that were up a ways with the other accident. They come down. They taped our bumper back on. She got our insurance information and their insurance information. Now, that happened back in October. We had been fighting for over a month to get his insurance to pay to fix our vehicle. Finally, they decided to tell us that we needed to send pictures of the damages to the assessor. I sent pictures to the assessor of the damages of my vehicle. The assessor determined that there was $2,000 worth of damages, and they were going to send that check to us. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm just going to send it to a collision center, and that collision center, you can send a check to them. She said, okay. So I sent it to the collision center in Bloomington, Indiana. They determined, along with the fees for them to fix it, it was going to cost, it ended up, wow. But they determined it was with the fees for them to fix it, it come out to $7,000. The lady was mad. The adjuster was mad about how much it was going to cost, and that's not my fault. Your that semi hit us, so therefore you have to fix those damages and pay their fees or whatever for them to repair it. I just got my vehicle back on Monday. Now, great. I look at the vehicle, it's raining out. It looks perfect. I'm satisfied. The next day it was no longer raining, and we saw the real damages. It appears, because I had wrecked this car prior to that 2 years ago. I hit a deer head on, and so it was sent to another body shop, and they fixed it, and they repainted it. There was no scratches on it, nothing. When we got the car back on Monday, Tuesday, my husband goes out there and looks at it. There's scratches all over the trunk. There's scratches all down the side of the car. There's scratches on the roof of the car. There's scratches on the hood of the car. And this was not here before. I mean, you should see the trunk. It looks bad. And so my husband's like, you can tell that they were buffing it, and there was something on the buffer, and it was scratching up the car. They obviously did not want to... Hang on. You guys can see me from here. It's not wanting to stay on now because I clicked it too many times. You can tell that they had damaged the vehicle because there was something on their buffer and they didn't want to fix it, so they left it like that. Now, I'm thinking about calling the adjuster and telling her what happened, but I doubt she can do anything about it. At this point, I could call them back and complain to them, but I doubt they're going to do anything about it because they probably saw it before I came and picked it up. I'm probably going to blame it on it already being like that, even though I have pictures before they got it. So I have to figure out what I'm supposed to do about that. Because I cannot leave this car like that. It looks really bad. So that is the update. I had, after it being gone for a month, they tore up, the car looks worse than what it did when they got it. They did put a new bumper on it. They did fix the dent in the door, and they painted the rim where it was scratched. So that is the update. As for the litigation, I'm still in litigation because I sustained damages. Let's see if it'll still turn on now. Turn on my car for a minute. Okay. It should stay on now. So I did sustain some damage right here in my chest. It hurts to touch right there. Probably from where the seatbelt had tightened up when I got in the accident. So I have an appointment Monday with urgent care because my doctor's office refuses to get me in. My husband does not have insurance, and the attorney's office sent him to, he's got some neck pain, and the attorney's office sent him to a physical therapist. He doesn't need a physical therapist. He needs a chiropractor to see what's wrong with his neck and why it's hurting him. So at that point, I have to call them back Monday or text them, whichever one I choose to do, and ask them if they can refer him to a chiropractor because he needs to see a chiropractor to see what's wrong. He don't need physical therapy. I am going to see a doctor. I need to find out why my chest hurts and if me not refusing medical care at that time of the accident has caused some more damage than what I know about. So right now we're in litigation for that. That has been very stressful. I hate seeing the doctor, and for that reason I've delayed seeing the doctor because I hate going to the doctors. They pick and pry at you, and I don't like it at all. I don't like them messing with me. I don't even want them touching my chest. It hurts. My husband's tried to touch it several different times, and I get really mad at him and tell him not to touch there. It hurts. I started to freak out and think maybe at first I thought maybe it's something serious like breast cancer or something like that, because it wasn't happening prior to the accident. But then I had to think, no, it can't be that because it didn't happen up until that accident. And I was even asking some doctors, and they said it's probably inflammation or still some soreness there from the seatbelt tighten up. So I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and go. Even though I don't want to, I'm gonna have to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Ifs, ands, or buts around it. I'm gonna have to just stop my fear of going to the doctor and just do it. Our living arrangement. We have decided to leave the apartment and go back to our trailer. We were been going through a lot. My husband has been talking to a girl that lives in that apartment complex that's dating one of his friends, and I'm sick of it. So my way of trying to prevent anything from happening is moving away from the apartment, moving back to our trailer. A friend of ours has already left. I went back to Guatemala. It was very emotional. It was hard for us to see him go. But that was his decision, and he decided to go back, and there was nothing we can do to stop it. So he's gone, and we're gonna move back into the trailer. I'm not really gonna miss the apartment just because of the drama I dealt with living there. She did file an eviction, but she said if we left before the eviction went to court, she said that they would stop the eviction. I bought boxes today, cleaning solution. I'm going to make sure that apartment looked as if it did before we moved in. Me and my husband, we have been dealing with a lot of problems lately. I hope we make it to 20 years. I pray for that. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I've been dealing with a lot of cheating from him lately, and some people might say that cheating is physical contact. No. Cheating is physical, texting, emotional. It could be any of that and more. So I'm trying to fight through it. I'm trying to work it out. I am not one to give up as easy as someone else would. I still try to work on things even though the next person would give up and walk away. I still try to keep fighting because that's just who I am. But it's difficult. It's very difficult. I'm trying to cope with everything going on. I'm sick of certain things, but I'm still trying to work through them. Right now, I'm waiting on him because he's been here since 10 o'clock. And I'm not going home because I'm afraid this girl's going to show up here. I put on a brave face and I smile, but if you have seen my TikTok page or I don't know if I link it in the description, but if you've seen my TikTok page, or if you have not, you've seen my recent videos and they were not very enthusiastic. They were kind of sad. And it's because that's the way I feel emotionally. I have picked up the habit of vaping recently. I cannot help it. I'm stressed out, and I would rather do that than grab a pack of cigarettes. Even though I feel like vaping is worse, it's helping me. I have calming pills that I bought from Walmart, but they're not helping. One in this questionnaire that the urgent care gave me, it asked a series of questions about your stress and your depression. I answered every one of them yes, except for the suicide. I just bit my tongue. Great. I answered those no, because I don't feel like I'm at that stage, and nor have I. I've been at this stage before, but not recently. I don't feel that way. I just feel very angry, and I feel very sad. Some points I feel sad, and some points I feel very, very extremely angry. And I know a lot of people on here are going to say that they don't understand why he's doing this. Neither do I. I don't understand it. And It's confusing to me. I don't understand why he's doing the things he's doing when I do everything I can to make him happy. I apologize for not getting on here as often as I used to. I am very stressed out. I am very upset. I'm trying to keep myself busy and trying to keep myself motivated to get on here and update you guys. When I move, you may see me do a series of makeup challenges and things like that. I'm doing them to keep me busy, not because I don't want to update you guys on my dentures, not because I don't want to talk to you guys. It's to keep myself preoccupied and busy. This year has been very difficult for me. Moving from the trailer was not something I wanted to do. Moving into the apartment is not something I wanted to do, but I had to do it. Moving out of there is something I want to do and something I have to do to keep myself from losing my mind. The other stuff. So we had given his friend one of our vehicles because we no longer could afford the payments on it. That person is the person that left and went back to Guatemala. So we have that vehicle back. We can no longer afford both vehicles. So we're looking at sending one back and keeping the other. The one we're planning on keeping is the one I'm in now, which is my 2016 Dodge Charger. The one we're planning on sending back is the 2012 Dodge Charger. It's not something we want because the person that had it before us, his friend, dumped a lot of money in that car, and that car looks really good. But we just cannot afford both vehicles. My husband has a nasty spending habit, and we just are unable to pay both payments. Plus, we have other things that we are paying at the moment. As for what I said when I said that my husband and I may not make it to 20 years, I am going to get to a point where I'm going to break and I'm no longer going to be able to deal with his BS. And it's because a person can only take so much before they've had enough and they walk away. And if that day does come, I am so sorry to my husband. I love him with all of my heart, but a person can only take the cheating for so long. And eventually he's going to get brave and actually do something physical. And I'm going to walk away at that point. At this point, it's just been texting. But it's going to get to a point where I'm going to get fed up with it and I'm going to walk away. He has already physically cheated on me with his ex-wife. He has actually physically done stuff with that other girl. I'm not sure how much with her. I can only go off of what I read in their conversations. But there was a recent conversation in the last week or so of a conversation with his ex-wife where they were talking about doing intimacy stuff. I confronted him about it. He swears he's not going to do nothing with her. At this point, he has not seen her since. Actually, I lied. He saw her last Sunday. This past Sunday, actually. And if he thinks about doing anything physical with her, he better just count his days because it's over. Because I'm not going to deal with that. I hope he learned his lessons and he is not going to do any of that again, but he's an idiot. And I'm pretty sure he's going to try to do something. Now that I got that off my chest and I feel a little bit of relief. My family. I've been dealing with a lot of crap from them. My sister blew up at me 2 months ago. She will not talk to me. She talks to me just one word or 2 words and that's it. I've asked her for help getting an unofficial transcript for my son from the school he was going to in her town that they will not give it to me. and she's refusing to help me. So at this point, I'm looking at getting an unofficial transcript from the school he was at here from last year. Because I'm putting him in homeschooling because of all the school shootings. I don't want my son to be the next victim. My daughter and my first son was born from my marriage. My ex-husband has been evading his child support, and my mother has been having issues with my ex-mother-in-law. She had harassed my mom, wanting information about where my mother lives with my daughter. So tonight I had sent her a message, pretty much letting her know, stay away from my daughter. That my ex-husband decided that he wanted his, I don't know what to call her. He decided to leave me and my daughter and my unborn son back in 2009. No, it was 2007 when he left us. And at that point, when he walked away from us, he walked away from his children as well. And he never looked back. He didn't even try to contact me. He did not try to contact his children. So I left her a long message, and it wasn't nice at all. And I told her to stay away from my daughter. I told her to stop trying to find out where my daughter lives. And there was a lot of other things I said in there pertaining to when I was married to her son and the way they treated me. I don't believe that they have the right to have anything to do with my child, since he didn't have nothing to do with her for 17 years. And now all of a sudden they want to try. And she's 18 now. And she doesn't want nothing to do with them. So I felt like as her mother, I needed to get on there and defend her. My family has given me hell because of me being married and spending the holidays with my husband and his family. I feel bad for that, but I try to make do and go to their get-togethers when they have them outside of the actual days. However, it seems like it's not good enough. I am super depressed because of how they treat me and how they act towards me. I do have some severe mental disorders, and I overthink, and then I manifest things, and then I also at the same time I overthink. Well, I think I already said that, but I think things that, like for an example, they may not be talking about me, but in my mind I think that they are, and I can't help that because the numerous years of mental abuse I have sustained from men I have been with. And this is the worst situation. This situation I'm in is the worst I've ever been through in my life. My husband had then decided to talk crap about my ex-husband, and I blew up because he doesn't know nothing about him. He doesn't know why I left him or any of that sort. I blew up and told him that he is not to talk about my ex-husband, that he doesn't know why I left him, and that he can't talk crap about somebody he don't know nothing about. I left him because he abused me physically, not because he was treated me bad. He just abused me physically when he was drunk. And he didn't like that I defended him, but I'm going to do that because he never mentally abused me. He just physically abused me, and that was the reason I left. The last time I left, and I never looked back, was when he punched me here in my temple. He full force punched me in my temple here. I had a bruise here. It was a big bruise right here, and it stretched all underneath my eye. I never looked back. I walked away, and I did not look back because I didn't want to deal with that no more. I have lost 2 children because of that marriage. I have 2 children that I will never see again, that DCS took from me, and I will never see those children again. because I chose to stay in that marriage, and the DCS worker did not like my husband, my ex-husband now. They did not like him, and even though my home was presentable and it was able to, even though the home care worker approved of my home and there was a bedroom for both of my children, the DCS worker did not like him, and therefore they decided to strip me of my parental rights and take my kids from me. Even though I was doing everything they told me to do, I still lost my children. I have not seen my children since 2019. There was a period of time that I was not seeing them. They were taking my visits from me, and I'm sorry, this is hard for me to talk about. And I hadn't seen them in weeks prior to me losing them, my parental rights. I don't know what my children look like now. I don't even know if they're alive. As my DCS worker has decided to stop updating me. My son, my firstborn son, I have not seen him since last year. He has told me on the phone that he hates me and my mother, and that we had no right taking him from where he was at, even though I have physical custody. And that hurt me a lot, and I cried a lot. So all these things combined are attributing to my depression. My husband cheating on me, bad for my depression. My husband mentally abusing me, bad for my depression. My family abusing me mentally, bad for my depression. My children being taken from me, bad for my depression. My ex-husband physically abusing me, bad for my depression. Being divorced too many times to count, bad for my depression. The financial problems we're having, bad for my depression. Losing my teeth has depressed me even more, because now I have to deal with a whole nother problem with these dentures. I love my dentures, don't get that wrong, but I miss my teeth. I wish I would have taken care of them better. Am I angry? Yes, I am very angry on the inside. Do I still get up every day and try to make the best of my day? Yes, I try. Do I sleep too much? Yes, I sleep way too much than what I'm supposed to. Do I get up and eat every day? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I go all day and I won't eat at all. Do I try to make my son happy? Yes, he got a big Christmas this year. Yes, I do. Do I try to do things to keep my mind occupied? Yes, I do. Did I start picking up a habit that I shouldn't have ever picked up again, that I dropped years ago, and then I picked it back up? Yeah, I should have never picked back up this habit, but I can't help it. I'm stressed out. Do I miss talking to you guys? I miss it every freaking day. Every day. I miss updating you guys. I miss getting on here and just to chat. You guys are about the only thing that keeps me sane. But have I had the energy to do it? No. And I apologize for that. Do I want sympathy from you guys for my situation? No. I just want to update you guys and tell you what's been going on, why I have not been on here. Do I hope you guys are doing great with your dentures? Yes, I hope they're working out wonderfully for you guys. I hope you guys are doing better than what I am. I hope everybody's holidays were wonderful. I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful new year. Yeah, I do hope that for you guys. Yeah, that is the huge update. I'm going to go home tonight pack up my house, try to get on here and text my husband to see how much longer he's going to be in here. Yeah, I'm going to try to make the best of my night. He's drunk right now. He's probably going to say a few nasty things to me. He always does when he's drunk, and he pisses me off. But I'm going to try to make the best of my night, pack up what I can, and probably going to have to go buy more boxes tomorrow. Another $20 down the toilet. Yeah. Right now, my top denter is, the glue's loose on it, so it's like, I can feel it. It's loose, and I can feel saliva going up underneath of it. Have I thought about shaving off that plate on the top? Yeah, I sure have. But have I done it? No, because I know that's going to make it more hard for me to keep it up, like I am the bottom. But I don't think I haven't contemplated on shaving it off. The thing's like super annoying. And you know what the most annoying part is? You can't taste anything on the roof of your mouth anymore. I don't know if that's a thing, but I somehow believe that it is. Am I annoyed that it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm still sitting out here at this house? Yes, I'm super annoyed. But yeah, that's my update. I love you guys, and I hope to talk to you guys again soon. Bye.